Hey coders, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are breaking down the basics of C++ pointers, references, arrays, and enums. So stick around and don't forget to grab some popcorn and let's dive into this video. So first, you launch your IDEs. I'll be using code blocks for this video, but you can use VS Code or C Lion for C++ projects. All works the same, just different syntax. So for a neat workspace, I suggest you create a new project. I'll be using an existing project. It's still fine if you know your way around your editor. So in this video, we'll be dealing with just 4 derived data types, that is pointers, references, arrays, and enums. So let's start with pointers. So basically, a pointer is a variable that stores the memory address of another variable. We declare them using an asterisk and use the ampersand to get a variable's address. Dereferencing a pointer gives us the actual value stored at that address. So instead of using a value directly, a pointer points to the location in memory where that value is stored. So let's get into this. Pointers. So let's declare an integer num and assign a value of 10 to it. Since we declare num to be 10, we point to that by making reference to num, which when we run the code, we should get an output of 10. It's a simple process, so take it one step at a time. Let's build and run the code. It's taking long to run it, so you can fast forward if you want to. So we get the output of 10, as you can see. Making a few changes to the 10, making 20,045. So the same thing happens when we run it. It will just give us the output of 20,045. As you can see, it outputs that. So this brings us to the end of pointers, and let's move on to references. Let's dive into references. let's get into the second chapter, references. So a reference is another name for an existing variable. So technically it doesn't store data or an address. Instead it refers directly to the original variable. So any changes made through the reference affects the original. So let's declare a reference integer x. So let's say x is 50. Yes, let's choose 50. So let's build and run this. So when we run this code, it should give us 50. The output should be 50. So when we come back and edit the value of x to any number we want, and run it again, the output should give us the number we chose. So let's build and run the code. So we can see our terminal has popped out and 50 is the output we see. Let me zoom in so you can see it quite clearly. 50. So with this will bring us to the end of references. And if this example wasn't quite clear to you what a reference does, I suggest you make a little bit of research onto it. But I'll make another video another time explaining references alone, but deep into it. So let's get into it. Let's dive and talk about arrays. Arrays. So an array is a collection of variables of the same data type stored in a single block of memory, and accessed using index numbers. Each element is accessed using an index starting from 0. So let's think of it like this. Humans have 10 fingers, but with arrays, we will choose to start with it from 0. So in total, our fingers will now be 9 instead of 10. That's how arrays works. So let's declare 4 numbers: 20, 30, 50, and 99. So we'll output the number. So because we said the first number is represented by 0 and the second number is 1, so that makes 20 to become 0, 30 will be assigned by 1, then 50 is assigned 2, then 99 is assigned 3, in that order. So the indexing starts from 0 instead of 1. So when we run this code, we should get an output of 30 for the 1. So since we run it and we had an error, that error is found in line 5. They said line 6, but it's normally in line 5 because we didn't add the semicolon. So let's add that and we run the code. So as you can see, the terminal is open and we have an output of 30. Let me zoom in so you can see it quite clearly. The output given is 30. So let's call the index 0 instead of 1. Let's make a few changes and see the output. So with 0, as I said earlier, it should output 20 because the indexing starts from 0 instead of 1. So once you build and run the code, it should output 20 because the index was changed to 0 and 0 corresponds to 20, so it should output 20 as you can see. So don't forget to do more research about arrays to broaden your knowledge in it, because this is just a short example of arrays which should give you the basics about what it does and how it functions. So let's get into our third chapter and talk about enumerations, also known as Enums in C++. Enumerations. So an enum is a user-defined data type that lets you assign names to a set of integer constants. So basically, enums let you define name constants. They make your code more readable when we are working with fixed sets of values like colors, days, or modes. You are filling out an online form and there is a drop-down selection for 3 options. Select your roles. Let's say student, teacher, and admin. So behind the scenes, the website assigns a number to each role. So student should be equal to 0, teacher 1, and admin 2. Let's take this for our scenario. But you don't have to remember those numbers, you just select the name. That's exactly what enums do in C++. Instead of using numbers like 0, 1, or 2, you use meaningful names like teacher, student or admin.
So with this example, red has been assigned 1. So behind the scenes, green should be 2, then blue should be 3. So when we call out for C, for color C, and we input red and run the code, we should get 1. And if we put green and run the code, we should get 2. And if we put blue and run the code, we should get an output of 3. So that's how Enums work. So let's call out C. So when we run for C, we should get 2, which corresponds to the green. So the output should be 2. So let's build and run this. So as we can see, the terminal has outputted 2, which corresponds to the green, but we didn't write 2 for green. It's just behind it. That's what enumerations actually do. It makes stuff easier. So if we should type the blue in and run for blue, run for the C, we should get 3. Let's build and run this. You can fast forward if you want the terminal delays. So the output for blue is 3, as I said earlier. Let me zoom in. Okay. So this should bring us to the end of this video tutorial. I am Ahmed Salim. You can call me the Cyber Salim. I think that's a wrap. You now understand the basics of pointers, references, arrays, and enums in C++. And if this was resourceful, like the video, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more quick coding tips. Catch you in the next one. Bye.